Very good evening to all of you. So we'll be starting in just next 30 seconds. I think some participants are still joining. Okay, let's start. So again, a very good evening to all of you and welcome to After Hours with William O'Neill India. So today, as expected, it was a very tough start for the market. So in fact, Nifty slipped below 17,200 levels. But the good part was that in the first few minutes only, Nifty established an intraday bottom, and from there it started moving higher. And within one and a half hour, it was about 17,300 level. And after reaching that level, I think Nifty found a very good support near the 275 300 zone. And during the day, it remained in the similar range. So I think it didn't went above that 400 level. So we 400 level very important because that is the 21 EML, that is the exponential moving average. जो last time Nifty ने 350 पे support लिया था. Let me take it to other chart. Okay, here. So यहाँ पे जो exactly आपको support दिख रहा है green line पे, which Nifty took last week, right? That was 21 EMA, and that line is now somewhere around 390 400. So now it becomes Nifty important to move about that level. अगर वहां पे Nifty reclaim कर लेता है, then that will be positive. So though there was a gap down opening, a lot of volatility, but one thing, there was no distribution day. So distribution day nahi hota, that means there are no clear sign of weakness in the market still, because volume was lower than the Friday session. So when you see that market is going down, but the volume is lower than previous session, it's not a distribution day. And so current count is only 2, which is okay. And I think 1 out of 2 will expire or it will fall off on Thursday, because Wednesday is a market holiday. So it will fall out on Thursday. So yes, overall setup again, like after we discussed in the morning a lot about the US market and the Jackson Hole speech and how it all went the other way. But overall, if you look at the today's action, couple of negative things. Firstly, it breaches 21 EMA, which is not good, right? Secondly, like it breach, move below the 200 level. But one good thing, couple of good things. Firstly, जो 150 का एक बार यहाँ पे थर्सडे को पैनिक हुआ था, जो 3 थर्सडे पहले उनका लो था, वो अभी भी ब्रीच नहीं हुआ है. The second thing, distribution day नहीं है. And third thing, it managed to close on the higher side from the lows. So ऐसा नहीं है कि नया लो बनाता गया, एक बार मॉर्निंग में लो बन गया तो बन गया, उसके बाद वो पूरा 300 के अराउंड ही ऑसिलेट करता रहा. So that's the Nifty setup. Now if you look at the top gainers and losers, so the top gainers were from the FMCG and the consumption space. So Britannia, Maruti, Nestle, Coal India, Asian Paint. So these were among the key winners today. On the flip side, if you look the IT, there was a major pain in the IT क्योंकि Nasdaq वहाँ पे 4% गिरा था. Growth stocks, IT स्पेंडिंग्स पे टेंशन की, जैसे कि बात हो रहा था कि सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग नहीं होगा, थोड़ा इकोनॉमी पे यूएस पे प्रेशर आएगा, जो वहाँ के फेड चेयरमैन बोले, तो उसकी वजह से जो ग्रोथ स्टॉक है, स्पेशली द आईटी स्पेंडिंग, दैट कम्स इनटू द डाउट व्हेनेवर देयर इज अ स्लो डाउन, एंड दैट्स व्हाई देयर वाज अ clear sell off in the IT stocks, so except this Kotak Bank. So this is the odd one out in the list. But yes, otherwise Tech Mahindra, Infi, Wipro and HCL Tech. So all are in the list. बैंक निफ्टी भी थोड़ा वीक था आज, कोटक बैंक. बट अच्छी बात यह है कि बैंक निफ्टी क्लोज वेरी क्लोज टू इट्स 21 ईएमए. जो लास्ट में 2-5 मिनट में प्राइसेस था वो उसके ऊपर गया था, right? But in fact वो adjusted closing थोड़ा 21 EMA के नीचे आया, but overall it is holding that level. ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई major sell off है वहां पे. Okay, so if you look on the sectorial front, so this is a clear idea that FMCG closed in the green because all the stocks were among the top performers. So there was no major pain in the auto. So auto relatively कुछ negative major नहीं था. It was a mixed action. Also the pharma, there was no major negative coming out of the pharma. Nifty Bank almost 1.8% down. The financial service 1.7. Look at IT. So here was the major pain for the market. Nifty IT. बाकी metals, media, PSU bank, realty सब 1 to 2% के बीच सब कुछ गिरा था, except the major sell off in the IT sector. If you look at the key news, like ABB has expanded and upgraded its factory in Bangalore, the smart facility with harness, advanced collaborative robotic technology. So this is good for the manufacturing for ABB. And then L&T Technology Services won a 5-year deal from BMW Group for infotainment systems. Right, then ICICI Bank partnered with the National Payment Corporation of India to launch RuPay Credit card. Alembic got one US FDA approval for high blood pressure drug. And yes, the talk of the town was the Reliance AGM. So they are planning to launch 5G across all the key cities by Diwali, right? And the full pan-India 5G coverage will be launched by December, or you can say before December 23. So that's their plan. So now you can do the Geo platform will be working on WhatsApp as well. So they have partnered with Meta, and so end-to-end shopping experience on WhatsApp where customers can shop from the JioMart right away within the WhatsApp chat. And also the Reliance Retail will launch its FMCG business this year. So there are other update also. The lot of capex planned around the other verticals as well. So overall, there was no major reaction for in the stock. So somewhere around 2600 के 20-30 रुपया ऊपर नीचे हो रहा था. Before the uh, AGM, it was holding a bit, but overall कोई इतना major problem नहीं था as far as the Reliance is concerned. Now, if you look at the global market, so अभी आज इंडिया में तो हो गया आज का सेशन, राइट? देयर वर फ्यू पॉजिटिव्स फ्यू नेगेटिव्स इन द सेशन कि हाँ नीचे की साइड पे थोड़ा बहुत सपोर्ट मिला, 21 ये में ब्रीच हो गया, बट नाउ व्हाट इन द ब्रॉडर ग्लोबल मार्केट. सो नास्डेक का अगर आप चार्ट देखेंगे, सो दिस इज थ्रू पैनर है और सॉफ्टवेयर. सो 50 डीएमए इज जस्ट लेस देन 1% अवे. अगर ये ब्लू लाइन देखेंगे तो ये 50 डीएमए है. So on the downside, you want Nasdaq to hold 50 DMA. That becomes very important. अगर Nasdaq 50 DMA से rebound होता है, तो जो global market का एक sentiment है, जो US through drive होता है, that will become positive. And on the flip side, यहाँ पे अगर 50 DMA breach होता है and Nasdaq continues to fall, then I think the sentiments will get disturbed, and I think the Europe might follow. There is already a lot of issues in Europe, China में कोविड, ड्रॉट, फिर जो इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज इतना पेस अप नहीं हो रहा है, यूरोप में गैस प्राइसेस का इश्यूज हो रहा है, इंडस्ट्रीज बंद हो रही है. सो देन ऑल दोस फैक्टर्स विल क्लब, और वहां से मार्केट के लिए एक नेगेटिव सेंटीमेंट बिल्टअप हो जाएगा. बट इफ द यूएस मार्केट रिमेन्स इन शेप, एंड यहाँ से अगर देखो 50 डीएम तो ऑलरेडी अपवर्ड ट्रेंडिंग है, सो दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. बट अगर यहाँ से वो रिबाउंड हो जाता है नास्डेक, देन इट विल बी वेरी पॉजिटिव फॉर द सेंटिमेंट्स इन द ग्लोबल मार्केट, ऑल्सो फॉर द इंडिया. जैसे कि अपना मार्केट, वी हैव नॉट फॉलन मोर देन द यूएस मार्केट, इनफैक्ट इवन हाफ, बिकॉज on an average US market was down 3 to 4%, right? So our benchmark indices are down less than 1.5%. And even if you look at the broader market, अगर mid cap में देखेंगे तो 1% का भी fall नहीं है. So there's no major panic in Indian market. But हाँ, अगर US market negative territory में रहता है, there is some more fall then we will be impacted. It's not that we are insulated, but yes, we will have some level of impact on the Indian market. But if the things remain positive in the US, then there are a lot of positives in Indian economy. The consumption story is really good, so that will be very positive for India, and that will give a huge scope to for a rally in India. So even the Dow Jones Industrial, look at very close to 50 DMA. So यहाँ पे भी same level देखना रहता है. And even the S&P, so all the three index, there's no major difference. 1 to 1.5% above its 50 DMA. So let's see how the things work over there this evening. So if you look at chart of the day, so Tata Chemical is shaping up really well. So last 2-3 week पहले एक बड़ा gap up हुआ था यहाँ पे, and it almost reached its pivot level but cross नहीं कर पाया था. But I think couple of weeks back एक intraday basis पे उसने pivot clear किया था. So this is the pivot of consolidation base, right? So it is forming a consolidation base. But अगर अभी देखें तो अगेन आज जैसे कि we discussed it couple of times, so those who regularly attend, कि 21 DMA EMA becomes very important. तो जो green line है वो अभी के लिए बहुत important है, stock specific, index specific. तो जैसे कि यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि it found a very good support today. Even in the panic situation in the morning for few minutes there was, so it found support near 21 EMA, and it rebounded from there and even reclaimed its short-term moving average, that is 10 EMA, and closed near the day's high. Even volume was a bit above average. So this can be the part of your watch list if it breaks out, because the fund holding is good. The results have been very good. The soda ash का demand scenario है, वो story around the soda ash, the pricing है उसका, everything is working well for the company. So it's important, but technically that it gives a very clean breakout on a higher volume. So thank you very much for joining the session, guys. See you tomorrow at 8:45 in the morning, pre-bell with William O'Neill India. Over there, we will discuss about the US market and how the Indian market is shaping before the opening.